luscious, creamy textures, mouth-watering flavours, intoxicating...
Oh, for God's sake, man, shut up. Now, I enjoy a glass of wine, but like most of us, I know next to nothing about it. So, it's time to learn, and that's why I've been invited on a wine tour of France by this bloke.
Left here, right, sorry, right.
He's a wine expert.
What's the first thing that comes into your mind about that wine? Fruit.
My mission is to open James's eyes to the magical world of French wine.
My mission is to have a drink, and I don't give a pig's fart for the woody high notes.
Oh.
Every week I'll put James's newfound knowledge to the test.
Getting a bonfire in there. I'll try not to embarrass him. Will he do the same for me? You touched my buttocks.
All this, plus everything you ever wanted to know about wine but were too afraid to ask.
If women drink mature Chardonnay, their neck flushes, their pupils dilate, and their nipples go erect.
Chablis Premier Cru Montmain.
Oz Clark, wine critic, wine writer, wine ponce.
It's all wrapped around with this lovely, fat, creamy, nutty quality. James May, petrolhead, beer drinker, utter scruff.
Strict. It's not really a very promising pairing. So, for our holiday, I bought this 1989 V12 Jaguar XJS. I rather hoped it would do the decent old Jag thing and break down in Kent, so I could just go home again. But no, I'm stuck with the wine ponce for a month.
I'm going to try and enthuse him about the people, the places, and the fabulous flavours of the wines of France.
To be honest, I'm quite keen to learn, but about wine, not wine bullshit. In my mind, I want to be holding an imaginary £10 and I want to know what to spend it on without being intimidated by all that peripheral, pretentious nonsense.
I'm so looking forward to driving up to these magnificent chateaus, and we're going to say to the guys, show us these magical 2005. Thrill us with those flavours.
I think Oz will actually turn out to be quite an annoying man.
Burgundy, Beaujolais, Bordeaux.
He tends to like to talk about drink, whereas I like to drink. If in the first 3 days I decide he's the most irritating man I've ever met, what am I going to do? I mean, what will I do? Get drunk, I suppose.
France is the most famous wine country in the world, but unfortunately for James, it's also the most complicated. For instance, the French like to describe their wines by where they come from, not by grape variety. So, regions are important. I'll be taking James through some of the best-known ones, sampling cheap and not-so-cheap wines as we go. And we're starting in the most famous and most expensive region, Bordeaux. We've got 2 days to get there, so time for James to learn a few basics, starting with how to describe the way wines taste and smell.
First thing up. What is that?
Well, it's a peach, but
It's a peach.
I can see it's a peach.
Yeah, all right then, but try and remember the smell, okay? But you will find wines that smell of peaches.
But I know what a peach smells like.
You know what a peach smells like. But when you've got a glass of wine in front of you, you won't be thinking like that unless you've remembered that smell. If you remember that smell and use your sense of smell, not just vague memories, you will be able to find it in wine.
I've logged the peach smell.
Log the peach smell.
Do I actually need to know this to know which wine I like?
Yes,
though?
you will, because otherwise you're never going to get to the basis of wine if you don't start caring about how they smell and how they taste.
Oh, God. I've brought something along here. He doesn't know about this yet, but it's a whistle that came out of a Christmas cracker, and I'm going to call it the oscillator or something. I'm going to blow that when he starts, you know, talking rubbish.
Look at this.
Cow poo.
Kneel down. Kneel down.
Smell it.
It smells unequivocally of cow poo.
The French call it ça pue de merde, which means it smells of cowpat. That's exactly what it means. And it means rustic, old-fashioned French wines.
I know
What
cow
is
poo
that?
smells like. That's
You
my
don't-
oscillator. That means you're talking rubbish.
Yeah, it deafened me.
I know what cow poo smells like. I can smell it from here, and I don't want a wine that tastes of that. So that's
James, honestly, you've often heard people say about a French wine, oh, it's very rustic. they start saying, oh, it's got a lovely farmyardy quality. What they basically mean is it's been badly made, and millions of wines are badly made, and it smells of cow pats.
So we've established that any wine that smells of cow's excrement is bad.
Yeah.
Easy. This is brilliant. This is easy.
Well, I'm glad you think so, mate, because in a few days' time I'll be putting your knowledge to the test. But first, a well-earned drink.
Thank God.
Oh, you're going to have to learn how to taste wine properly, okay? So let's start right at the beginning. Firstly, 3 things. Don't put it down. So look at it.
I've looked at the wine.
Right, second thing. Shove your nose in. Like that, and I want you to get first impressions. What's the first thing that comes into your mind about that wine?
Fruit.
Don't try and take the piss or concentrate, okay? Take it slightly seriously.
Okay, but
This is what you do.
sorry. Okay, I'll do it again.
Asking about
what's
you
that
didn't,
you
you
did
didn't
that
ask me what I was doing.
But you sort of chew it. You were
Yeah, the
chewing
whole
it.
point is if you get wine in your mouth and then you mix it with oxygen, by doing that, you massively improve the flavour.
Sort of whiny.
A bit frustrating, really. I like having a laugh, and I like having a laugh with James, and he obviously likes having a laugh, but if I can't get him to think for a second or two, I mean, he's never going to get anywhere.
And if he uses that whistle on me again, I'm going to shove it up his... Ah, look, Bordeaux, the place where I first got interested in wine. Good Bordeaux is the benchmark for red wine throughout the world. At their very best, they produce mouth-watering flavours of blackcurrant and plum, which literally leap out of the glass. Unfortunately, most cheap Bordeaux is rubbish. Generally, a fiver will get you damn all. Between 10 and 20 quid and you might be okay. But to be on the safe side, I'm going to go over 100 quid to give James the best drink of his life.
Cheapskate.
Bordeaux, I think, probably is the most famous red wine area in the world because of trade and because of money. And it's because it's been a triangle of trade between North America.
None of that actually helps me appreciate the flavour, though. I can understand why it's important, but what is... Bordeaux is a region of France. Well, it's a city in France. Yes?
Am I going to get a lot of this?
Yes.
I think I am, aren't I?
Well,
Bordeaux is a region in France.
that's
yes.
enough history, Ed.
Yeah, it's good.
Interesting, but I just want to... So
Okay.
I'm prepared for this.
Bordeaux then grows particular grape varieties.
What are those grapes?
The main grape varieties we're going to find are the Cabernet grape. Cabernet Sauvignon is its full name. And the other grape is the Merlot grape.
Excellent. This is what we'll call a wine fact.
Our first stop is to visit one of Bordeaux's most distinguished winemakers, and for that, I've told that whistle-wielding scruff to smarten up a bit.
What's with the headmaster's uniform?
It's Helmut Lang, actually. Not so you'd know it.
Oh, dear. Hey, do you get that smell there? Smell? Cut grass. Good smell. Here, there's a smell of cut grass.
The awfully grand Chateau Pichon Longueville Comtesse de la Lande is in the Medoc area of Bordeaux, north of the city. Generally, the Bordeauxs made up here have an appetizing, bitter edge to them. If that's your thing, look for words like Pauillac or Haute Medoc on the label.
Hey, wine fact.
We're here to meet Chatelaine, grande dame and winemaker Madame May Eliane de Lancassang.
Did you make an appointment, or are we just...
I thought we were supposed to be here 20 minutes ago, but look, she's a grande dame. I mean, we can't exactly say, excuse me. Hey, you know,
No,
let's
but,
in.
sorry, what I mean is you have arranged with her that we're coming.
Yeah.
She doesn't think we've turned up to sell her some cable TV or anything.
I think she thinks that we turned up to try and have a nice lunch with her. Although when she sees you, she may actually change her mind. She may, of course.
Well, come on, it's not that bad.
Well, look.
That's fashionable, apparently.
It may be fashionable in the sort of King's Road in London. I doubt if it's
come on.
fashionable in a smart chateau like this in Bordeaux.
All the toffs are scruffy and decrepit, you know.
Not in Bordeaux, they're not.
I bet she comes out and she's got her slippers on and an old gown.